Let's talk a little bit about purpose. When I talk purpose, I'm referring to two types, inner and outer. They both matter. I probably first heard the term inner and outer purpose from Eckhart Tolle, about a decade ago. And I really had to stop and think about it and reflect on it. The inner purpose, and I decided I really liked it. And so we've been using it in the Thumos School for Men. I use it when I work with women as well, in kind of leadership, coaching, consulting. The inner purpose is the being, and the outer purpose is the doing. Oftentimes, when folks are talking purpose, they're talking about their outer purpose. They're talking about the doing. That is often an ing, not always, but oftentimes it's ing words like teaching, accounting, coaching, counseling, training, marketing, selling, engineering, etc. That outer purpose does matter. Make no mistakes. The outer purpose is the action. We need action. We are here for action. We are here to be doing the action, doing the doing. But it also has to be balanced in the being. God says, be still and know that I am God. One that's always doing the doing, the action, the outer purpose, even if it's good, can ultimately get to a place of doing too much, too busy, incapable of being still. And that can often lead to something like burnout, stress, anxiety, especially if that doing is outside of that man or woman's true purpose, their true calling. In this doing, this outer purpose, we want to be doing from a place of high energy. For example, if you're meant to be selling and instead you're analyzing, you're probably outside of your true purpose. You can't always be inside of your true purpose, but it's an energy balance. It's an energy equation. What I find is when one gets clear on their true purpose, that outer purpose, doing what they're designed to be doing. If they're designed to be selling, they're selling. And if they're doing that, especially around good, high energetic people, especially when people are buying, they're energized. So the key with outer purpose is figuring out your God-given gifts, talents, what energizes you, what are you good at? And there are multiple ways to do that. What would you do if you had all the money in the world? What do others call you for, to ask you advice around? Is it fitness? Is it relationship advice? Those are all cues. These are clues into perhaps your God-given gifts, your talents, your interests, your passions. Those all fit into your outer purpose. Too many men and women are out there not aligned with their true outer purpose. They're doing jobs that they're not designed to be doing. That's okay for a little while. Pay your dues. Do the doing. Even do the grind. There's a place for that. But at some point, we want to be doing what we're called to do. We want to be doing things that fuel us. We want to be doing something that we want to do, even if we're not paid, ideally. We want to get really good, or we should, at doing that doing. To go from skill to mastery, even. We do it long enough, perhaps we can even enter flow state in doing the doing. A painter who is a master painter on a canvas, it's pure art, it's pure beauty. That painter, when he's in that flow state, it's just zen that he gets to have. But it might have taken him 2 or 3 decades to get there. What's your skill set, brother? What is something that you are mastering? What are you working towards to find your zen, your flow state? When you're doing the doing with your gifts and your talents and your passion and your energy, and you do it well for long enough, you can enter this flow state. And if you do that, it's effortless. Flow state is it's out of the head. It's somewhere in the body, probably between like heart and soul. Time can stand still when a man or woman enters flow state. Work your ass off. Find what you're supposed to be doing. Do it well enough for long enough. Michael Jordan, how many free throws, how many layups did he probably do? Did he practice? in his lifetime. And did he do that from a place of pure grind and grit and anger? Perhaps not. He probably did it from a place of passion, purpose, and love. Both fuel sources, anger and sadness and grind, they both work. They can both make us successful. But the anger and the grind, it's just a better short game, and it can cause collateral damage. Whereas doing something from a place of love, and joy, and passion, even peace, it's a long game fuel. It's a higher energy fuel source. So those are my thoughts on the outer purpose. Inner purpose. When a man is so busy doing all the doing, especially when it's outside of alignment with what he's designed to do, and especially when it's around bad energy or for bad energy people, he can become very tired. He can become full of anxiety. He can burn out. That's a bad place to be. When a man is doing all the doing without the being, he's outside of balance. He's not integrated. He's not centered. We are called human beings, not human doers. We have to balance the doing with the being. This is the inner purpose, the being still, listening to what God has to tell us, listening to what we are supposed to be hearing, getting clarity on the inside to do a better job on the outside, the inner stuff, to improve the outer stuff, to step back from the action and to get some rest, to step out of the doing just for a moment and get into the non-doing. When a man or woman can balance the being with the doing, the inner and the outer, he becomes integrated, he becomes centered, and so does she. This is a powerful place to be. All doing, busyness over time, I'm going to call that weakness. Because if you've ever met someone that's busy today, they'll be busy a year from now, they'll be busy in 5 years. How strong, how powerful, how centered are they really? Typically, they're not. If you walk into your boss's office and he or she's busy, let's call it a he, he's busy, doing, and has no time for you. What you need? It rushes you out the door. Okay, it's one way. But what if you walk in that same boss's office, he sits down, phone to side, you and him, and he goes, how are you? What do you have? And how can I help you? He's centered, he's calm. There's power in that. He's not so busy. I'm not saying that busyness is bad. We need to be busy. We need to do action. I'm just saying that too busy for too long is not an integrated, centered man. It's not where we want to be. We've got to have the balance of the doing and the being. Outer purpose can change. Inner purpose may not change. For example, if an outer purpose for a mom is to be a housewife, that's great, that's noble, that is not easy. My wife did it. What happens when those kids are grown and gone? What's her purpose? Outer. Who is she now? I got to tell you, I see a lot of women out there, a lot of wives, they're not clear on any purpose. They're pretending to be raising kids, but honestly, they're not doing that much, because the kids get up, they get off to school, and the mom or wife is home alone without purpose. Alcohol tends to look pretty good. It's a coping mechanism, or whatever it may be. For me, it's coffee. I reach for those coffees as a crutch oftentimes, because something is lacking. That lacking is clarity on purpose. And because of that, I'm leaving potential on the table. I'm not realizing my potential. See a lot of moms doing that right now. It's actually quite difficult. It's complicated and it's hard. So my point is, if a purpose for a woman is to be a mom, what happens when those kids are grown and gone? Who are they now? What's their purpose? So that outer purpose can and will and needs to change. If your purpose is an athlete or a fighter, they'd be an athlete too. Let's just take a professional athlete of whatever kind. What happens when you reach that age or that injury where you're no more? That's a struggle for a lot of men out there. I've seen men go through darkness for like 8 years, redefining their purpose. Who are they if they can no longer fight? That attention, that pay. Guess what? They were really, really good at it. So where is their platform once that purpose is over? That man better redefine himself. Maybe he goes from fighter to coach. Maybe he goes from warrior to healer. When that man does redefine himself, and I've seen this, I've been part of it, part of those journeys for men, helping them rediscover, refine their purpose, their passion, their mojo comes with that as well. They feel like once again they've hit the lottery. Because they were lost, now they're found. Point being, outer purpose can change. Often does and probably should. As we age, we grow, we mature, we gain wisdom. Inner purpose, it often does not change. If my inner purpose is just to realize love, light, and strength, then that outer purpose is to radiate it outwards through connecting, coaching, helping. That inner purpose of realizing that I have love, light, and strength, it's true whether I'm 15, 58, or 95. It is what it is. Brothers, if you're out there and you're not clear on your inner and your outer purpose, find you a tribe. Talk with someone that can get cleared, help you get clear on what is it that you love to do, outer purpose here. What is it that you're really good at? What is it that you're called to do so that you can live your life in a place of passion, purpose, of course, potential, fulfillment, and even peace that comes from having all that. And when you balance that with the being still, whether that's prayer, meditation, contemplation, journaling, weekend events, going deep, plant medicine, different ways to stop the normal busy doing and go internal, doing the inner work, now you've got a recipe for an integrated, centered man. So find your purpose, inner and outer, and get to work on it. Let me know if I can help. Take care.